Hey, what's up everyone, Andy here from Krusty Plug, and thank you very much for joining me for today's video. And today's video is going to be a sort of a follow-up to episode 40. In episode 40 I covered a massive a major insane pickup frenzy I had on Thursday 2 weeks ago now, where I went out that particular day, raided quite a few charity shops and ended up with just obscene amount of stuff. So if you haven't seen that video, please go and check it out, and you know, that's episode 40. But what you've seen in that particular episode there, that was only scratching the surface ultimately, because I've done much more pickups that week than that particular one, because that particular one just covered one day, but ultimately there was more stuff. So in today's video I'm going to be covering everything else I kind of picked up from charity shops, and there was also a few CX pickups. So kind of I'll cover off everything else that was done throughout that week as far as other kind of charity shop hunting is concerned. So let's dive in and have a look what other good or not so good stuff I managed to pick up back then. Okay, then the first pickup here, 10 items, came out of local charity shop, and this is the particular shop I keep mentioning ever so often, which does the media deal, 5 items for £1. I picked up 10 items, but unfortunately a few items there is a bit kind of tat, you could say. So not that I'm really regretting, you know, spending £2, but yeah, it was kind of a slow day and I picked up stuff maybe I should have not picked up. But anyway, so first 4 items, 3 cheap PC games and a DVD. Not going to go in detail, but I picked up these for trade purposes. Hopefully we'll make a few quid, and you know, yeah, we'll get my money back basically on that stuff. Shouldn't be a problem. Now, speaking of making a few quid, quickly just to interject, to maybe give you a heads up how I operate here. Ultimately, the end game is to try to pick up some stuff and flip it and make some money. And I'm trying to avoid, for a better word, to spend my real money on kind of funding my game collecting addiction. Yeah, because yeah, I am always looking out for stuff I actually can trade also, not only the stuff I can add to my collection, but also stuff I can trade, and in that way, you know, I can kind of sub-fund, so to speak, my gaming collection. And if I can avoid, I will do that, you know, as much as I can, and if I can avoid, I will basically stay away from spending my kind of own money I earn at my work to spend for my gaming kind of pickups. So yeah, I know that some of you guys doing kind of similar thing, and you know, that there's plenty, even if you know, not doing it kind of like consciously and purposely. I'm sure we've all been there, where you picked up stuff and then maybe taken it to like even CX and, you know, flipped it that way, and you know, got some in-store credit and then spend that in-store credit on some goodies that you really wanted, you know. So it doesn't matter which way we will look at it, but ultimately that's the way it is, you know. And I very rarely take my stuff to CX because I can get much more payout on my stuff I flip through places like eBay, and that's ultimately where my kind of excess stuff ends up going to. And it's been working out kind of okay-ish for me so far. Now, moving on, PC Gamer presents Atari Anniversary Edition. So I'll grab this one. There's 12 classic Atari games on the disc, so I thought I might as well grab it and check it out. So at some point, pick this up for kind of trading purposes, but I think I'm going to keep this for myself, and it's SpongeBob SquarePants, Extreme Karate. I really enjoy watching SpongeBob SquarePants. Haven't watched it religiously, but yeah, when I seen this one I grabbed it, and I think I'm gonna keep it. Then definitely picked up for my own personal collection Independence Day Resurgence. I have seen the first film, albeit last time I seen it was quite a long time ago, and I still quite enjoy it. And I have not seen this one, so I thought, you know, I might as well grab it for only 20 pence and watch it. This sounded really interesting. It's a DVD copy of the Called It story. Did know didn't know anything about this film. First time I kind of acquainted myself with kind of the name, the title of the film. This is a black and white film from 1955, and the story is about the kind of the wartime prison break where British soldiers were trying to escape kind of Nazi prison. So yeah, sounds really interesting, and I'm absolutely love black and white cinema. I also really like black and white photography. So yeah, this is like a double whammy for me, so I think it's gonna be a really decent watch. And then I picked up a couple PlayStation 2 games, which are ultimately condition upgrades. I did have both of these games in my collection already, but I grabbed them for condition upgrade. First one is SingStar 80s. So this is in a much nicer and cleaner condition than my existing copy, and it's complete with manual, so it's all good. And the second one is another SingStar game, and it's SingStar Pop World. Again, quite nice clean copy. Unfortunately, this does not have a manual, but my copy, which ultimately is a bit scruffy, has, I think, a good manual inside, so I'm just going to swap the manual out and or extract manual from my existing copy, put in this one, and then we'll have a much nicer complete copy. Then we're moving on with some film pickup, and this little bundle came out from yet another charity shop locally. This particular charity shop, actually, I had not visited for absolutely ages, and I kind of almost had forgotten about this shop because it's kind of out of the way from anything else, and yeah, it's not kind of immediately in front of your eyes, and you tend to keep forgetting about this shop. But I did call in one day that particular week, and they did not have anything game-wise, albeit they did have like a little V bundle with like a few games and also balance board, but it was a little bit, what's the best word to describe it? It was a little bit grubby. Yeah, it was a little bit grubby, and they wanted £15, which wasn't a bad price. But I thought I didn't want to just really spend much time, cleaning it all up and stuff, and even for £15, or was it £20 actually they were asking? Sorry, it was £20, yeah, that's why I passed, If it would have been a bit less, I probably would have taken it. But yeah, it was £20 they were asking, so yeah, I passed it on it. Anyway, got some films. They were doing a deal, 2 items for £1, so ultimately 50p each. Mostly Blu-rays, so picked up the following films, and these are all actually for my own collection. So I ended up spending £3 there, and got Get Him to the Greek. Have not seen this one, so not sure if it's any good actually. My Blueberry Nights, a film by Wong Kar-wai. So this, I think it's in English, but ultimately it's I think it's a Korean director. So yeah, I want to really check that one out. Semi-Pro, Hancock. Have seen this before. Didn't really rate the film, but it's been ages since I watched it, and I thought I'll grab a Blu-ray and give it a second chance. Kick-Ass, I think I did actually have this and traded it, so picking this up again. It's not a bad film, it's actually quite good film, but it's kind of a little bit weird as well in a way, so it's quite acquired taste. And then picked up the season 1 or complete series 1 of The Sopranos. Have not seen this properly ever. I think I have seen an episode or 2 on the TV at some point. But have never really devoted any time to Sopranos, so yeah, I really want to actually check this out, and it's a season 1, so I shall indulge at some point. Continuing on with some more films, picked up 5 films in yet another charity shop. They were all £1 each, so it wasn't kind of the best deal per se. But some decent titles, and actually some titles for trade. So first 2 are at the moment for my personal collection. Picked up this one, which I have not heard of, and I really don't know what it is all about, and it is Tales of the Night. So this is an animated film, but it kind of grabbed my eye, and actually I think this holds a little bit of value. If I was going to sell it, I think I can get about £5-6 for it, so ultimately not a bad investment for £1 if it came to it. And picked up yet another Studio Ghibli film, and it is Spirited Away. I have not seen this one. Ultimately, this stuff is available on Netflix right now, so in HD quality. So this is the standard def Blu-ray, standard def DVD. So kind of keeping it, but actually might end up trading it. And now these are kind of like interesting ones, and I wanted just kind of also to bring your attention to these or to this series. I picked up 3 DVDs from the kind of the series called Bramley Hedge, and some of them actually goes for quite a good money. Well, first one, here we go, I'll show you first here, okay, that's how they look. Well, they all kind of like look similar, just the different covers. Slightly different picture on the cover. So yeah, first one, we got Poppy's Babies and Sea Story. So this isn't particularly expensive, so this is quite cheap, you know, and I think CX will give you £1 for this, and you know, ultimately I paid £1 for it, so you know, I wouldn't be really making any money if I was going to trade it in. But I think you can still make, you know, about 4 or 5 quid on eBay for this, if eBay is your thing. But then you get also this one here, Summer and Autumn. Now, this is much more expensive. I cannot quite remember what it goes for eBay, on eBay, probably about 10 quid you can get on eBay, but CX, the last time I checked, which was a week ago or so, and CX is, or we're buying this for £4, so you know, there is a bit of in-store credit available if you see that copy, and you can take it, you know, and get it for cheap, you know, £1 or less, and take it to CX. And then this is the better one, even better one, Winter and Spring. So this actually goes on eBay for quite a good money, and even CX will give you £9 in-store credit for this. So yeah, if you see this one here, Bramley Hedge, Winter and Spring, definitely grab it. And whether you want to sell it otherwise or just take it to CX for some in-store credit, you know, that will give you a decent payout. So I thought I might, you know, just mention these ones and let you know that there is some treasure out there. Now we're moving on to some Nintendo stuff, and this is kind of mainly charity shop pickup, a few games, and I also picked up one game from local CX. Speaking of charity pickups, I picked up 3 Nintendo DS games. First one was, well, they were all actually marked at £1.99. I still actually got the charity shop stickers on them. First one is Vegas Casino High Five. So I did not have this in my collection, so I thought I might as well grab it. It's complete, so happy about yet another DS game to add to my collection. Then I did have this one, but as a loose card, so this is complete copy, and actually really, well, fairly clean and nice copy, and it's Art Academy. Again, $1.99, and again, this is complete, so happy about that. And then I did have this already in my collection, but I grabbed it anyway, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. Probably just trade it, or you know, might use it for some gift or something. But it's Professor Layton and the Curious Village. So yeah, £1.99, but I do have this already in my collection, so that's a spare copy. And then, if you have watched a few of my last videos, and I can't remember, it was probably about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, I already showed that I had picked this game up in different charity shop, but it was missing a manual. So I picked up again the same game, but this time complete with manual. So this is ultimately kind of like a condition upgrade already a few weeks later, and it's a Club Penguin Game Day for Nintendo Wii. So yeah, last time I was saying I'm not sure if this is like a terrible shovelware game, but it's a Disney game, so might actually be okay. I'm not really sure. I think it's some sort of like a mini games or something. So yeah, but anyway, so this is complete now. And then also I picked up another V game from the local CX store, and they had a copy of this in stock, and it actually is a really nice clean condition. It's kind of caught my eye, and it's Anno Create a New World. Now I have never ever played this Anno game, but I have played a few on PC and actually really enjoyed this series, and this is complete. And I looked up some reviews on this game, and they were all very, very favorable, so I think this is actually generally a good game. So yeah, and this was I think 3 quid, so yeah, for £3 I thought that was a decent grab. And I think I checked on eBay, it goes for about 7 quid on eBay, so definitely CX price is really good at the moment on this. Okay, the next lot came out of the local charity shop, which does the deal for on media, 5 items for £1, so I visited the same charity shop some other day, and this was a little bit better, kind of drop that day. Just to tell you quickly, kind of like maybe a funny story, I'm not sure whether this is really funny or not, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When I went in, I straight away spotted some PC games, and there was actually a guy standing in front of the kind of the shelf with a Sims game in hand, and he had like also his phone in hand, so I think he was maybe scanning and looking for some prices. So anyway, didn't look like he was really kind of indulged in picking up some stuff, so he was kind of like hovering around, and as I approached, he actually kind of stepped away, so I jumped in, started pulling out stuff there, everything I could, you know, get my hands on, and then I kind of, out of politeness, I kind of looked at him and asked if, you know, if I'm in his way or not, and he gave us kind of answer, said, no, you're fine, you know, carry on. So I'm not sure whether he was, you know, kind of a reseller of some sort or also collecting or whatnot, but anyway, I basically, as far as I'm concerned, I pushed him out, you know, and got in and picked up everything I can pick up that day. So picked up some PC games. First of all, show you this all in one go. Picked up some Zoo Tycoon games. Now, I haven't really checked the price, but some of these actually sells for really good price as well. So if you're not into PC, collecting PC games, and if you see Zoo Tycoon games, definitely check the market kind of value on these at the time, because I remember selling a few of these games back in the day on eBay, maybe about a year ago or so, and they went for kind of a pretty penny. So I'm not sure if that's the case still or not, but anyway, check it out. But yeah, I kind of picked this up for my own collection, and I might have one or two of these already because I haven't checked, and if I do, then ultimately I end up trading them. Okay, first of all, not somehow, I did pick them up, but somehow they slightly different artworks, different labels on them. But I picked up 2 copies of Zoo Tycoon Complete Collection. So ultimately the same collection, but slightly different artworks. So keeping these both both at the moment, but we'll check out what's the script with them later on. Then I also got where is it? Yeah, the main game, Zoo Tycoon 2. Okay, and then also 2 expansion packs for Zoo Tycoon 2. First one's called African Adventure, and the second one is Endangered Species. Okay, then also picked up The Sims Double Deluxe. I actually might have this already. If I do, I'll just throw it on eBay and see what happens. I don't think it's particularly expensive, but I might be able to get a few quid. Then a new addition to my PlayStation 2 collection again, and it is it's Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends. Unfortunately, this is not a complete copy. This is missing manual. Now also, just to give you heads up on a price, I picked up 15 items that day. I was expecting to pay £3, but when I went to pay for the stuff, the girl there just glanced over my little pile and she said, oh, it's £2. So actually, instead of paying £3, I paid £2, so I got even better deal than 20 pence a pop. So yeah, was happy about that. Now, ultimately, this PC game is in a way useless because this is one of the Steam World games, which means once you activate the code on Steam, you cannot reinstall the game. So this is only ultimately works for kind of like collecting or backup purposes. But nonetheless, I wanted this to add to my collection because I did have a copy, which I somehow ended up selling on eBay, and somebody bought it ultimately, despite the fact that it wasn't really usable. So I don't know whether they want to just as well the same as me wanted it for the collection or not. But yeah, picked up the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Legendary Edition with a little slipcase. Map is inside, manual is inside, so it's actually in really nice condition. So yeah, I decided to add this to my collection. Then picked up a DVD, which is a tartan release of the triplets of Belivel. Yeah, I was speaking about tartan label recently, so really enjoying that label, and this actually has been on my hit list for a long time. I have not seen this, and apparently this is a really good animated film, so yeah, I'm happy to pick it up. I'm going to watch it. This I think is like a quite early film with Jack Nicholson. Have not seen this, but when I seen it I thought I'll grab it and check it out. The Shooting on DVD. And then I picked up also 5 Blu-rays for my personal collection. Not sure if I'm actually end up keeping this. It's 22 Jump Street. I watched 21 Jump Street. Wasn't particularly impressed with it. I think it's quite average film at best. But anyway, I'll watch the second one and probably will, you know, end up trading it. Now, I had this next one in my personal collection for years. In recent months, I actually ended up selling it on eBay for, I don't know why. I should have not really, because it's a really good film. But anyway, I was really happy to grab another copy of this and add back into my collection, and it is a film by Wes Anderson, and it is a fantastic Mr. Fox. So the Wes Anderson stuff is also a little bit weird in a way, but yeah, his stuff is brilliant, so I'm happy to add this back into my collection. Seen definitely the first film, and I think I have seen also the second one, but I have not seen the third film, and it is The Hangover Part 3. And because I haven't seen it, I grabbed it, but I think from what I remember from some reviews, the third part is a little bit poopy, for a better word. But hey, I haven't seen it, so I might still watch it. Despicable Me 2 on Blu-ray, so absolutely yes, Despicable Me, why not, for less for 20 pence. Really happy to add that one. And then another amazing animated film on Blu-ray, How to Train Your Dragon 2. Absolutely fantastic film. If you haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon films, then definitely watch them out. Fantastic, and this is, I think, yeah, DreamWorks production, so yeah, great films. Right, next bundle is old games. Now, I picked this bundle from one of the charity shops while I was kind of traveling one day. It wasn't locally, so I had to travel a little bit, and I was traveling anyway for different reasons, but I stopped in this little kind of like town, and they had a couple charity shops. One was completely useless as far as any pickups were concerned, but the second one had some games, so I decided to pick up some stuff. So first of all, they were doing a kind of a clearance deal. They had like one of these clearance baskets outside, or bins, or whatever you want to call it, outside on the street or on the kind of the pavement, and they were doing a deal, 3 items for £1. So I actually ended up picking 7 items there, and they kindly enough charged me £2. So I was 1 item over, but yeah, I got 7 items for £2. So the items I got out of the kind of the bin, now these first 4 items I'm going to show you, I do have them in my collection already, but I haven't properly checked the conditions, so there might be 1 or 2 conditions upgrade, or you know, a disc swap or manual swap or stuff like that. But anyway, Halo 3 for 360, Dance Central, which is obviously a Kinect game, again 360, another 360 game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and yeah, another 360 game, Batman Arkham Asylum. So these 4 360 games I do have in my collection, but I need to check if there's anything I can upgrade. Now, a PC kind of game, I definitely used to have this. Whether I still do, I don't know. So could be either way. Could be a new edition, could be a double, but it's Enter the Matrix on PC. Actually comes kind of on two cases. There's like 3 discs, I think, inside from memory, and this kind of split across 2 cases. And then I got 2 brand new additions to my Xbox 360 collection. First one is Driver San Francisco, so I did not have this at all in my collection, and in fairly good condition, and it also is complete with manual, albeit it's got the game sticker on it. And then another Kinect title to add to my 360 collection, and it is Kinect Sports Season 2. So this is again a brand new addition to my collection, and it is complete with manual. Okay, and then that particular day when I was picking this stuff up, and it was the same charity shop, I went inside and they had more games inside. Not a lot, I don't know, maybe about 10 games in total, but they were all priced £2.95. So it was a bit more expensive, and you know, that I would say is, you know, higher up tier there, you know, what the charity shops normally sell the games for, so in a more expensive side, if you will. But anyway, I picked up some games still, picked up 4 more games from that charity shop because I thought it was absolutely worth paying £2.95 for these particular games. First of all, I grabbed Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction on the PlayStation 3. And I did not have this in my PlayStation 3 collection. My brother actually got, I think, pretty much all of the Ratchet & Clank games for his PlayStation 3 collection, but I did not have pretty much any of them in mine. So yeah, I was really happy to pick this up for £2.95, and it's complete with manual. And then I am adding 3 more V games to my Nintendo V collection. First game I picked up is Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun. This holds a bit of value, so it was definitely worth £2.95, and this is complete with manual again. And then even a sealed copy, yeah, it is not even ripped or anything, yeah, it's a sealed copy. And I think it's the full title is actually Hasbro, so it's Hasbro Family Game Night 4, the game show. And this is sealed, so this is another game that kind of holds value, so I managed to pick up a sealed copy. So yeah, really happy for £2.95. And then this one here is called Oops 100 Party Games. So that's another one I did not have, and again this holds a little bit of value. So again, it was worth £2.95, and it's complete. So yeah, pretty happy for the little bundle I managed to get out of that charity shop, and I think it was like £14 something in total I paid. So yeah, was decent enough. And last but not least is a little bundle or pile of games I want to cover off before we go today. I have picked up from local CX store, and also I had a couple eBay deliveries. But before we look at the main kind of games in this little pile, I want to also cover this PC game and tell you what happened there. So I did have this game in my collection, maybe not even a collection, I just happened to have this game, and I decided to sell it on my eBay. It was sold about 2 months ago or so, went away, I can't remember the country it went to, it was abroad, and then about 2 weeks ago it came back to me as undelivered. What transpired, that buyer had provided wrong address, or the address provided was incomplete. There was something missing from the address, and ultimately it ended up being undeliverable, and it was returned to me. So I had a change of heart, so instead of kind of trying to rectify with the buyer and, you know, get their address up to speed and then resend it, I ultimately ended up refunding the buyer and keeping the game. So I am kind of adding it now into my collection properly, and it is a Fable 3 for PC, which of course is Microsoft Game Studios release. So yeah, their stuff is more than, well, most of the times are very decent, or are decent. So yeah, I decided to keep this for myself. Now, picked up another PlayStation 4 game from eBay. I recently was showing you, I picked up this one here from Local Game, which is Fate Extella Link. I think that's what it's called, yeah. And I picked up another game in the series, and it came from eBay, and it is Fate Extella The Umbral Star. So I'm trying to remember which way around it was. I think this was a prequel to that one. or was it a sequel? No, I think this is a prequel. So the both games ultimately are linked as far as I know, and this is the earlier game and that is the kind of the follow-up. And yeah, I managed to, this actually has gone up in value a little bit, but I managed to grab this on the auction, last minute auction, and I paid, I think, something like 9 quid delivered, so I was pretty happy for less than a tenner to get that one. Then what I caught on in my local CX, and you know, if you haven't caught onto this, you really wanna go and check it out your local stores as well. What I noticed that CX sells like steelbook editions, like limited editions, collector's editions, sometimes even if they are called as a collector's edition or limited edition. They sometimes sell these editions the same price as the kind of the regular, the standard edition, and I spotted a few in my local CX. I think I covered also recently Borderlands 3 steelbook edition for PlayStation 4. So I already mentioned this fact, but ultimately I managed to get a few more. So first of all, got an Xbox One game, which I did have in my collection as a standard edition, but I picked this up as well as a secondary copy, and it is Thief, and it is a limited edition metal case with bonus bank heist mission. I noticed that how they call it a metal case, and it actually does look a little bit different from the standard steelbook. It's got a different kind of like hinge completely. So the slip cover is a little bit worn, but nothing too major that would take it away, take away from the enjoyment. So even my OCD kind of approves that one. But yeah, the actual metal case is in really nice condition, and it's got all the inserts inside, all the booklet, not the booklet as well. Maybe there's some sort of, I don't know. No, I don't think there's like a manual per se, but some codes and stuff. So yeah, £4 I paid for this one, which is the same price as the standard edition costs. So yeah, was happy to grab that one. Then was actually really to come across this one, because I've been eyeing to pick up a standard edition of this game for some time, and I really wanted to pick it up and play it. This is maybe a bit of controversial tile where I think some people got really their knickers in a twist and slated the game after it was released, and I think personally, I haven't played it yet, but I think personally I will enjoy this game because I have watched a few videos and I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around the concept of the game and to what it actually is, what it's meant to represent. And I think if you do that, if you actually try to indulge in the game and kind of understand why it is, it's actually is a really good game, but a lot of people I think kind of missing the point of the game and ultimately slating it. But the game in question is Death Stranding, and this is Special Edition. This was marked £18, the same as a standard edition. CX had this game for £18 for a while now, but once I seen the special edition, which ultimately is another slipcase covering a really nice steelbook. Yeah, when I seen it for £18 as a steelbook edition, I decided to grab it. The disc is actually in my PlayStation 4. I installed the game the other night, haven't really had a chance to sit down to watch it, but I'm gonna do that over the coming days. So yeah, in a really nice clean condition, no dings, dents, anything like that, so pretty happy. Also, there was actually a redeemable DLC code inside. It gives you like original, I think, soundtrack. Yeah, original music, and also some like a in-game item. I think it was like sunglasses or something. I actually went and punched in that code, and that code hasn't been used, and I managed to redeem it as well, so ultimately I get like even the usable code. So yeah, £18 this was. Absolutely delighted to pick this one up. So I'm really delighted also to pick this one up, and it was another Xbox One game which I did not have in my collection at all, but I picked up Metro Exodus, and it is limited edition, or Aurora limited edition. So this is a bit interesting one, a little bit different concept. So it's got this plastic slipcase. Speaking of this slipcase, in one of the sides there is a little bit kind of like a little curling, and almost looks like it's been exposed to some external heat, but it's nothing too major, so I can live with that. Then you get this little kind of like almost like a metal container, and inside that metal container you pop out or slip out a little art book, and also a steelbook edition of the game, which is again absolutely mint, and comes again with disc and all the inserts. So this is, as far as I can tell, is 100% complete, nothing is missing. Even I'm a bit like a little bit anal, for the better word. Even if I'm buying second-hand stuff, and even if I kind of subconsciously think that the codes might be, or believe that the codes might be used, if there's any like DLC codes inside, I still want these, like all the leaflets and everything inside intact. So it kind of adds to the kind of the whole collecting purpose and experience, that albeit you might not be able to use that particular code or something like that, but it's still there. But so yeah, this is again in really nice condition, complete. So I was super delighted to pick this one up, and this was £12. On this one here, actually, was it this one here or was it one of the other ones? I think it was this one. I actually took in a few items that I was thinking it wasn't worth selling on eBay, and I think I got something like £6 or thereabouts in-store credit in CX, so I only ended up paying about £6 for this, which was even better. So yeah, another amazing pickup. And then the very last thing, which is again another eBay pickup, and it is another VU game to add to my VU collection. And as you know, or hopefully know from previous videos, I am trying to complete my VU collection. I'm trying to go for a full PAL set, and I had this game already in my collection as a standard or standalone release, but this is a kind of a special edition, and it is Tokyo Mirage Sessions Fortissimo Edition. Now I'm not going to open it up. There's some extra goodies in. There's like a music CD, a soundtrack. There's some stickers inside, a little art book. So this was advertised as new, but when I looked at the pictures and zoomed in, I noticed that there was a little, maybe small scratches, scuffs here and there on the outer case. What the guy said that it hasn't been ever used, and the game actually is sealed inside, so he wasn't technically far wrong. But I always also look at the kind of the condition of these editions, and it does have a few small dings here and there, but nothing again too major to take away from enjoyment. This was listed at £70. I was watching it for a while. One day the seller sent me an offer for £65, and I countered at 60, and that was delivered, 60 delivered, and he was offering free delivery, and he accepted, so I got it for £60. The original RRP for this particular release was £65, so I got it £5 under RRP, and seeing that this is now ultimately becoming a little bit rarer, and harder to get. It is available quite readily, I think, on eBay. There is always a few copies floating around, but ultimately the price keeps creeping up a little bit, and to buy it for £60, I was more than happy to pay that price. So yeah, super excited to add another VU game to my collection. But that's it, guys. So that was everything else I covered, or not really covered. I managed to get my hands on and ultimately covered today in this video from a few weeks back. What I picked up, apart from that major charity shop haul I done in episode 40. And funnily enough, guys, this actually is not all from that week. There's more, but for that I'll have to make another video, so stay tuned. But for now, take it easy. See you soon.